Hey ladies and gents, welcome back to the Fashion26.2 YouTube channel. At this point in recording, I am 4 weeks, 28 days away from my upcoming marathon race at the Myrtle Beach Marathon, South Carolina. And for those of you who have done marathon training before, 4 weeks pretty much puts me at a point where I am at the precipice or the peak of my training, which leads to the ultimate 20+ miler run that you would have to do in a given training plan. That's a little bit of a spoiler for next week's video. But as of today, I just wanted to talk about the importance of consistency. The other day I looked at my training log since the beginning of the new year. I've never once considered myself a type A personality. I was pleased to know that at least from the last 3 months, I've only missed one run. And even with that one run, I changed it out for a day of cross training. I'm not sure if you consider that a continual streak in training, but as of right now, I just want to give you my personal experiences on how important consistently running, putting in the mileage, safely building up and accumulating volume over time can benefit your body, can benefit your race times. And so just from a bird's eye view, from what I can recall, I began running consistently pretty much since the summer of 2018 when I trained for the Chicago Marathon. And so essentially almost for the last full year, 3 years, my marathon time has gone down from back then a 5:14 time to my latest one from this past October, to 3:53. So that's almost a full hour and a half of improvement, full 90 minutes of not having to run on your feet during a race. And I'm not sure about you, but 90 minutes of not having to run anymore sure feels good to me. Over the course of those 3 years, I've read a few books, many articles from various publishers, websites, and they all mention the importance of consistency. They all mention how important it is to develop your aerobic system. And while you can flip the switch very easily to your motivation to wanting to do a marathon, it can take a very long time for you to develop your body, at least on a biological level, develop that aerobic engine to the point where you can actually be pretty good at it. Now, I'm not at a point where I can say I'm good at, I'm getting better, I'm improving. So speaking of my current training plan, I have been increasing the intensity of my quality runs for the last 2 months now. And if you've only tracked me based on my weekly mileage, you may think that I've only been marginally improving. But you have to look deeper how a training plan can be constructed. From the moment I received word from the race organizers that the race was going to be postponed, a full 2 months later, put myself at about 40 miles a week in training. And instead of putting my foot off the gas, my coach and I have agreed that this should be my new level of base building at 40 miles. Again, with my long run increasing from 16 to 18 miles and then upcoming the big 20 miler, my total miles for the week has stayed consistent. Because again, you don't want to overload yourself on all these levels of a given training week. Your easy runs, your quality runs, and your long run. You want to make sure that if you are wanting to accumulate your miles for the week, you don't do it all increases in all 3 baskets. I know consistency works. I know that consistency improves us on a biological level. It takes a little longer than we would like. Be patient. The phrase goes, trust the process, and it's going to happen for you. So if you want to see the proof in the pudding, I'm going to turn it over to the numbers and statistics side of how it improved through consistency. So I use 2 platforms. One is mainly through my Garmin watch, which would be the Garmin Connect. And then the other one, which I upload all my activities and my data also to Strava, which a lot of you guys can be able to go and follow me there. So I use both to mainly track my activity, not just to upload my daily runs, but also to track my weekly volume, my monthly volume, how I'm progressing, and then essentially just uploading that information to my coach. That way we can converse and see what the next week or next couple weeks might have in store for me in terms of building. I'm going to be going under my calendar here under Garmin Connect, and essentially I've just been looking over year by year. Now, based on my Garmin Connect, I have I have data that runs all the way back to the beginning of 2019 when I first bought my first Garmin product. So over time, I have learned better to train. I've learned better to hydrate, better to eat. But however, am I at a place where I am much better suited to where I was 2 years ago? And I can clearly say yes. I am definitely much more synchronized now, where Mondays are my pure off days. Tuesdays are my speed days. Wednesdays and Thursdays are easy recovery days. Friday tends to be a transition between tempos and thresholds, just depending on what that particular week calls for. Saturday is a recovery run just to get ready for Sunday's long run. And I've been doing that consistently now for at least a year. My progression as an athlete has definitely improved from 2018, 2019 to today. I remember years ago where running a 10K, I would have to push myself just to get under 1 hour. However, this morning I was able to run a 10K easy, nice and steady, zone 2 aerobic, and I was able to do that clean in 55, 56 minutes. I have read somewhere that it takes potentially 7 years of consistent training, consistent running for your body to reach a peak of optimal performance. But that sounds pretty accurate because your lungs, your cardiovascular system adjusts very, very quickly. That's why after a few months of training, you feel like you're able to go and run and you feel great. But then as soon as you start going a little bit longer mileage, your tendons, your bones, your muscles, they start to fatigue a little bit, right? So that's why when it comes to that level of your body, not your cardiovascular, which is your breathing, your air, but rather than the strength of your muscles, the elasticity, the flexibility, the durability of your tendons, that takes time. That takes a little bit longer for you to be able to strengthen and get better at and to go faster. So please let me know, and with all these social media, be able to share with me on the left. And as always, dream big, continuing putting in the work, and make the impossible possible. Stay consistent, everybody. Enjoy and stay safe. Take care and see you on the next one.